Hello all, it's Peter Clark here at 11 o'clock at night. All the dogs are sleeping, but I just wanted to quickly get this video together to tell you about some of the fun stuff that's coming up at Canine Ed with me doing scent work. It's going to be on a Thursday, so some of you are going to hate that, some of you are going to love that. I love it and I'm in charge, so there you go. And it's going to be running for 8 weeks. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about where I'm thinking, because it's just a little bit different to where I've thought before, and I wanted to give you an idea of where I'm going. Can't believe I've been doing scent work stuff with Lisa for since 2017. I'm pretty sure this was 2017. So there we all are with our boxes all on ourselves, which is just hilarious. Some faces that I know and love that are still doing scent work and doing fantastic work with it, and the learning journey that we've been on has just been fantastic, and it continues. So my classes I'm going to do a little bit differently. I don't know how to explain this other than just to dive right in, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I see a lot of dogs out there who have been rushed through because they've been able to go up classes really quickly, and the complexity is built. And if I know anything about anything, I know that you do your best at stuff, whether you're a dog or you're a person, when you're enjoying what you're doing. And I think some of these dogs it's got a little bit hard for really quickly. So I want to go back. I want to give us an opportunity to look at the emotional association to the game that our dogs have. And I want to look at us at I want us to look at ways that we can build and continue to build and maintain that amazing, fun, loving gorgeousness that we all fell in love with in the first place, about this being the dog's game and them just absolutely dying to get in and find your Birch or find your Anise and tell you all about it. The next thing I want to do is focus on the communication systems. Now, communication systems for me are your reinforcement system or your reinforcement process, both in the individual parts of the behavior chain and also obviously at the end, but it's also your cue system. I want to help us all really delve in and look at what our communication system or what our cue system is, and hopefully the cues that we're giving are understood by the dog. And I want us to look at the cues that we don't know we're giving, because dogs are always listening to us. And then I want to look at our handling style, because I know a lot of you, again, the teams, you're a team with your dog. So if your dog's gone up levels quickly, you've gone up levels quickly too. And when you get to the higher levels, it's much more involving you as a handler, which is way cool, way cool. So the first part, just again, is the emotional association to the game. So no matter how complex the criteria, I'm going to provide you with some games and some ways of looking at it, some ways of breaking down your training and what you're doing to keep the game fun, and that aspect, the emotional, the positive emotional aspect of the game, front of center, because that is going to carry you a long way. Next, we're going to talk about the communication system again, and everything you do, I need you to think about everything you do tells your dog something. And we're going to play around with, do you know what they know? Because oftentimes we don't, because it's so subtle and we're not so self-aware enough to understand the patterns of behavior that we have. So we're going to be looking at ourselves, developing games so that we can become more self-aware, and just really take stock of what we're doing consistently, so that we understand what our dogs actually are understanding or thinking, and making sure we're on the same page. The last one is obviously the handling style. Some of you have built that up organically. Some of you have thought about it consciously because you had to, and others have just continued to just follow the dog around But independent searching is one of those terms that is thrown around out there. And I think many of us think that it's the dog just going off and doing this whole search thing and finding the hides and telling us about them. And all we do is step in and pay. And nothing could be further from the truth at these higher levels. So independent searching for me means that the dog has got their role in the search team covered, because it is a team sport, you and the dog. And I want to know that you've got your part of the team covered. So we'll be looking at that as well. How will this all work? Well, like I said, we're going to be running on Thursdays. We're going to be doing it for 8 weeks. And we're going to begin on Thursday, the 25th of January. Now, Lisa has got to still work out the finer details because she's the brains trust with that. I'm just the creative body that comes in and has fun. So I get to luck out there. So the classes are going to be aimed at teams who are competing at or preparing to compete at the advanced class in ANKC or the equivalent of nose work 2. Now I know there's some differences there, but we're looking at that standard. So we want the dogs to be working towards or having a good concept of find another. And I'm sure we'll nutter that out for those of you who come along. But that's the level that these classes are being aimed at. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're less, oh God, that sounded bad. If you're not up to that standard yet, or if you're above that standard, you can't come along. Of course you can. But I would advise that if you're just really starting out, that the best thing you can do is audit, and audit opportunities will definitely be available. It's the best way to learn this stuff, trust me. So 2 sessions each day. We're going to have a session at starting at 9:30 in the morning. That's going to run till 1, and the second session is going to run from 2 till 5:30. And we're looking at about 7 teams per session. That's the maximum that I'm going to take, so we all get a chance to really look at what we're doing with our individual dogs and the opportunity enough to learn from others. So we're going to start on the 25th. What's it going to look like? Oh, sorry, I got a cramp in my hand. Oh, I don't think you can even see me. Now you can see me. Silly me. Crazy. So we're going to start on the 25th, and we're going to start with the aspect of the emotional response. We're going to keep it fun while increasing the challenges. We're going to learn how to do this. We're going to invent ways together. I'm going to show you ways that I've learnt from other people. I'm going to show you ways that I've invented. But this is all about reminding us that no matter what you're doing and what level that you're up to and how complex it seems, you can make it fun for your dog, and you can make it simple for your dog to ensure that they continue to love this game. On the 1st of February, we're going to be starting to look at the communication system, and the first part is a reinforcement process. That means that obviously how we reinforce each hide, but it also means how we reinforce, because we are some of the parts of the chain along the way. And there's going to be things that we're reinforcing with things that we do that we don't even know we're reinforcing. Sometimes that's for good, sometimes that's not for good. So we're going to delve into that and really play around with that and pull that apart for each of the individual teams that come along. The second part for our communication system is obviously our cue process. What do our dogs understand when we say go find it? What do our dogs understand when we say find another? And we're going to really analyze it and look at what the behaviors or the consistent behaviors that they are throwing at us when they are presented with those cues or those discriminative stimulus. Then we're going to look at, on the 15th of February, we're going to start to look at our handling process. We're going to make sure that the handling process that we are doing is supporting our dog and is adequate and the best kind for the dog that we've got in front of us. Off lead, on lead, close, far away, stop, stand still, don't stand still, move. Oh my God, like it's so inconsistent. Well, it's so contradictory, all of the information we get out there. But I'm going to look at helping you understand why you would choose to one over the other, why you would choose to stand still, what that would do to your dogs, why you would choose to move, what that would do to your dogs in the same situation. And I'm not going to tell you because I know. I'm going to tell you because I'm really good at asking the dog, and you're going to get good at it too. The next thing on the 22nd of February is we're going to be looking at identifying your strengths and your weaknesses as a team. Now, can you see how all along there I've said your reinforcement process, your cues, your handling, identifying your strengths. The your is your team, you and your dog together, because scent work, I've said it a few times already in the past 10 odd years that I've been doing this, once I really understood it, because scent work is a partnership. It's a team sport. You don't just stand back and pay your dog when they find the hide. You are an active and integral part of that dog being successful or not. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at strengths and weaknesses and work out ways that we can build up those weaknesses so that all we've got is strengths. How good is that? How good would that be? On the 29th of Feb, we're going to look at our training sessions. I'm going to pick apart what you do when you're alone at home and how you do it and how we could better do it. I'm going to tell you how I could better do it, because I could always better do it, believe me. And on the 7th of March, we're going to, I'm sorry, I just had to chuck it in. We're going to focus on container search, because container search is a different horse altogether. It's actually a zebra. If all the other search elements are horses, container searches are a zebra, because it's very much a yes or no paradigm. It's not an interactive search with the environment in the way that we truly understand searches to be. And then on the 14th of March, it's going to be the best fun ever. Anybody that has come along to all or more of these workshops or classes with us, because you are not committed to come to all of them by any stretch of the imagination. We all have other lives, and we all have other things that we need to spend money on, unfortunately. But on the 14th, if you've come along to any of these, we are going to look at setting up some blank searches for you at the level of between advanced and excellent. So it's not just going to be 2 hides, it might be 3. And you might not know, I might not tell you. But whatever happens on that particular day, it's going to be across all the elements for each of those sessions, both the 9:30 session and the 2 o'clock session. And we're going to really have a look at how we do when the rubber hits the road and we're searching and our dogs are working when we do not know where the hides are, just like in a real search. And there might be some prizes. There might be some judges' awards, because I'm a judge and I can give out stuff. Pretty fun. So I hope you can join us. I hope you look forward to finding out more about this. And if you do have any more information, obviously you can contact me or you can contact Lisa. Some of the nitty gritty we haven't worked out now. We like to work organically, as I think a lot of you know. And I think that's it. I think that's all that I need to tell you. It took me 13 minutes. Probably should have been shorter, but hopefully you're as excited as I am to work out how we can start to move towards building classes and group training sessions that are a little bit different, a little bit more supportive and in depth to the concepts of this great sport and this great game that we do than we have before. So let's go forward. Welcome to 2024. I'll see you soon.